Well, Matt, 1-1 draw here in the EFL Trophy against Forest Green Rovers. What's your overall assessment of that game?
Overall, so first I've just said to the lads then, first half I felt like we just sat off them a little bit. We were content to be in our shape, so great, but that final bit we weren't willing to do in that first half, that final bit where we got after them, and I thought they were there to be got after, which again, when the lads upped it considerably in the second half and got after them as much as it is that, got after the football. Put them hard yards in, got that little bit closer, that little bit tighter. I thought in the first half we were just a little bit too content to be in a shape, but not then go and affect with that final little bit. So we raised our intensity, we increased our work rate with it, and I thought for the second half we were fantastic. Frustrated that we conceded that first goal, but I thought the response to that, obviously after penalty, we have loads and loads of territory and chances, and I thought there was only one team in it in the second half. So some really good performances. I thought Douglas was great. Second half, I said to him at half time, come on, you've been waiting for this start, you've been knocking down my door to give me that start. I want to see that real energy and intensity from you, and he delivered that. And there were a few that did a similar thing. So and probably another note, I thought Brandon was brilliant when he came on, showed that real control in midfield. And I thought Ryan looked like Ryan and Isaac actually looked like they enjoyed playing with him. So it was good to welcome him back. So overall, that I have to be pleased with the way, especially how we played in the second half, because I thought we were much more on the front foot. The thing for me is making sure we start like that. Don't wait for something to happen in the game. Make something happen in the game. But yeah, have to be pleased with that second half.
You touched on the response to the team falling behind. There were two moments that they responded really well to, weren't they? Obviously falling behind, and then the missed penalty. It wasn't long after until Isaac Hutchinson got the goal. So is that one of the biggest things you're taking from this evening?
Yeah, that. Our mentality is good. The lads are desperate to do well. They're desperate to win games. They're desperate to show what good football players they are. Probably to their detriment at times. I think Knowlesy tries to constantly try and be a creative force for us, and sometimes tightens up because of how desperate he is to be a creative force for us. And if we can get players like Tom to just relax that little bit when them big key chances come, and you probably say the same with Roscoe. He has a couple of chances in the first half where he just snatches at them slightly, and we don't get that clear contact on them. If they can just relax at them key moments, then I'm sure that the performance that we're putting in, the goals will follow off the back of that. But I can't be anything but pleased and proud of their second half performance, because I thought there was some really, really good standout performances from the lads. And I think the man of the match was Sturkin. Again, he just goes about his business and does what he does. And as I say, I thought he really grew into the game, especially when Combs got onto a pitch, and you saw, we've missed Combs.
And the goal as well, good quality as well from Hutchinson with the finish, but some good link-up playing. It was a good team goal as well, wasn't it? And after that, it was Walsall in the ascendancy and looked more likely.
I think before that as well, the penalty comes before that too. So yeah, there was some really good play, some bright play around the penalty area. There was some, it's probably worth noting, some really tired bodies at the end there as well. Tom's first 90 minutes of the season. Douglas ran himself into the ground in two different positions. Harvey, we get the first scene of Harvey in a football match. So there was some tired lads at the end of there. Tails has then missed the last 3 games for his suspension, and then come in and ran himself into the ground. So some good performances. Some of course, like I say, at the start of the game, I want us to be more front foot, and there's definitely some areas for us to look at and improve on. But I can't be anything but really pleased with what they did in the second half, because I thought they took everything on board for the first half. The thing for me is that mentality. Can we get that mentality into the first half? The front foot elements to it, where we start the game right on top of it, and that's where we want to get to. But nights like this help to show that evidence.
Again, as we've touched on, Brandon Comley back, really good to welcome him back. Rony Menese also on the bench.
Yeah.
How good is it to have both of them back, and really hopefully more selection headaches for you?
Yeah, I think Rollins still got a little bit to go. I think Rollins is at the real early stages of getting back to playing, but we need to get him game time now and find that somehow for him. Brandon, it was great. I've said it's great to welcome him back. We've missed him being in and around the team in the last whatever it's been 6-8 weeks. He's been a real miss. And I think he showed that tonight with the control that he had in midfield when he came on. And as I say, I think other players grew into the game because of Brandon being on the pitch. So yeah, really good to see them guys. Yeah, it's all now about moving on to Saturday. Rest up, recover, get ready for another ding dong game.
That's it. Imagine you've got that with players like, as you said, Douglas James Taylor, for example, putting thoughts into your head, knocking on your door. That's what you want heading onto the training pitch. Big few days ahead of a big game. It's like on Saturday as well.
Yeah, well, we went into the game with a few bumps and bruises. Donovan had to come off on Saturday, so we're assessing him, seeing where he's at. Freddie wasn't able to play in the game on Saturday, so we're assessing him. Remy's come into it with a knock with his in his hamstring, so we're not sure about him. Joe Riley was on the bench for me, but he was touch and go tonight. So we've got some walking wounded, that's for sure. Owen as well, another one. So it's trying to get as many of them back as we possibly can, and we'll see how the weekend looks for it. Priestley as well, he's really close. So they're starting to come back into the picture for sure. And as I say, I've said a couple of times, seeing Brandon back in was great for us to see.